Hello, this is Joe Saunders, WBO middleweight champion of the world. Subscribe to Sport and Icons to stay in touch with all the top news. God bless you all.
Right, so it's fight week with Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders. Now, I was watching the IFL TV interview late last night conducted by Andrew McCart. I've met him a couple of times now. I've even interviewed him in that as well. Real top guy. Anyway, he was interviewing Tom Saunders, Billy Joe Saunders' dad, and along with quite a few of the other gripes that they've had with the whole promotion and whatever from Matchroom and Eddie Hearn surrounding Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo Alvarez, where they feel Eddie Hearn and Matchroom are favouring Canelo Alvarez. Various different things. 1 minute there's no crowd, next minute there's 70,000 people, but the purses are not increasing. And just bits and bobs like that. The judging, they wanted a British judge. I don't know why anybody would want a British judge abroad. Look at the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight for the first one. The Brit gave it a draw because they always feel like they have to be showing impartiality. Anyway, so his new gripe is the ring size for Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo Alvarez. Matchroom, Eddie Hearn have said that the fight will take place in an 18-foot ring. That's 18 foot along, 18 foot wide. And they could go up to, and this is what Tom Saunders was saying, that within that specific state, they could go up to 26 feet if everybody agreed. So a difference from 18 foot up to 26 feet, they said, you know what, we'll meet halfway, 22 feet, let's have the fight in that one. Now, there's a few ways of looking at this one. Firstly, what size ring does Billy Joe Saunders normally fight in? What size ring does Canelo Alvarez normally fight in? Those two questions I have no answers to. I don't know. These are the kind of things I don't look at. And I know some people have mentioned over on social media how that they tried to screw over Tyson Fury when he went to Germany to fight Vladimir Klitschko with the ring. And well, that wasn't the ring size. That was the mattress on the ring, the padding on the ring. It was too thick. It felt like they were walking literally on a mattress rather than a ring apron. So that's what that was. Had nothing to do with the ring size. Now, as I said before, Eddie Hearn, he needs to be a little bit fair in this one. He does need to look at it and say, well, the smaller the ring, the more advantage Canelo. The bigger the ring, if we can even say it's an advantage, but Billy Joe Saunders is given a bit more advantage because that's a bit more room to move around in. Now, you may say, but Billy Joe Saunders, him insisting on a 22-foot ring when they're being offered an 18-foot ring, it's only 4 feet. Yeah, but it's 4 feet along, 4 feet wide. Okay, so it does actually help. It really does. And trust me, if you look at the ring, you will notice it. You really will. So I understand what it is that Billy Joe Saunders, or at least his team, is going on about. But again, I do have to put into question of the team of Billy Joe Saunders, which is when you're negotiating these contracts, why was this not mentioned in the beginning? Surely this is one of the things that should come up. We know Billy Joe Saunders, he's going to be the boxer in this fight. He's going to be the one moving around. Canelo is going to be chasing him down. So what do? Well, let's insist on our ring size in the beginning of the contract. You sort it out. So what is it that MTK's been doing in that? I don't know. Why was that even overlooked? Why are we waiting until fight week to sort that out? I don't know. These are questions that MTK is going to have to ask or answer even, and Eddie Hearn and that as well. Because he is supposed to be impartial in this fight as promoter. Is he not? Is he being impartial? If he's going to insist on Billy Joe Saunders fighting in an 18-foot ring against Canelo Alvarez, when there's an option of having a 20-foot ring, a 22-foot ring, a 24-foot ring, or a 26-foot ring, he's going for the smaller one, which will give more advantage to Canelo Alvarez. Some people will argue, well, it doesn't really matter what size ring it is. They can put it in a 26-foot ring. Billy Joe Saunders is going to get knocked smooth out anyway. Okay, but you do have to give Billy Joe Saunders every fighting chance. What size of the ring was it when Canelo fought Callum Smith? What size ring was it when Canelo fought Abner Yildirim? What size ring was it that Canelo fought Triple G in? What size ring was it when Billy Joe Saunders fought David Lemieux? When he fought his last fight against Martin Murray? What size ring was it? There should be some compromise there. There really should. And I think them insisting on a no smaller than a 22-foot ring is a fair compromise. It's pretty much halfway from the 18 to the 26, isn't it? 22, why not? Why not? It's still not that big, and I'm sure Canelo Alvarez, would he say, well, no, if they're going to put it in a 22-foot ring, I'm going to jog on, I'm going to leave? Would he do that? I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. But as I said before, these things should have been sorted out in the beginning. But is Billy Joe, or at least his team, playing the whole victim mentality? Maybe. Ultimately, does it really matter if Eddie Hearn wants Canelo to win? Does Eddie Hearn really want Canelo to win, or does he want Billy Joe to win? I think if I had to guess, he'd probably want Canelo to win, especially if there's a good opportunity for him to be working with Canelo Alvarez going forward. Because Eddie Hearn, he's mentioned before how he wants to be working with Canelo Alvarez going forward and putting on shows in Mexico alongside Sal Canelo Alvarez. Canelo gets beat off Billy Joe Saunders, of course his stock is going to drop a bit, isn't it? Of course it's going to be a rematch. We already know that there's a rematch clause anyway. But ultimately, I think Eddie Hearn, he does need to be a bit more fair. I mean, he could say that Billy Joe doesn't really do too much media, therefore that's why he's not being the one spoken about or having articles and that written about him, and Canelo Alvarez is doing media, so therefore he is getting more things. Listen, it makes perfect sense, but at the same time, we're talking about the Matchroom website, we're talking about the Matchroom social media, Instagram and Twitter. Like today, I've seen that Matchroom have put out the King, Sal Canelo Alvarez, has landed, with pictures of him getting off the aeroplane and things like that. For what reason? I mean, why? You don't need to do that. If you're going to do one for Canelo, you need to do another one for Billy Joe, as you promote both guys. If Eddie Hearn didn't promote Billy Joe Saunders, hey, fair enough. Billy, sorry, mate, you're just going to have to suck it up. As far as the crowd is concerned, they agreed in the contract that up to about 15,000 people, potentially for a crowd, maybe no crowd. And this is the kind of money that you're going to get for it. If they're going to put 70,000 people in the stadium, then okay, surely the purse should go up, because obviously more money is being generated. Again, you could argue, but a lot of that money in those ticket sales will be for Canelo, because obviously not many Brits are allowed to travel. Brits aren't really allowed to travel to go over there anyway. So obviously a lot of them are going to be Canelo Alvarez fans. So there is that way to look at it for sure. Either way, all these things should have been ironed out in the beginning. There's no point griping about it now, and that's the truth of it. No point griping about it. The ring size should have been sorted out in the beginning. But I'll go back to my first two questions. What size ring does Canelo Alvarez usually fight in? What size ring does Billy Joe Saunders usually fight in? If anybody knows those answers, I'd love to find out. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe, catch you all in the next video.